Hey everybody, welcome to TriggeredCare. I'm Alex. I just put out a video that was an angry rant of sorts. And for this video, I kind of want to break it down specifically for survivors, not anybody else. Screw everybody else. We're going to talk about us today. And the feelings around why didn't I report it. Referring to why didn't I report my sexual assaults? Why didn't I report the rapes that I've lived through? And maybe this will ring true for you as well. So, let's get into it. For me personally, my first attack happened when I was so young I could not report it. And then the attacks after that, I was 12 to 14 years old. And I still didn't report it because I was a minor and I was scared. And then I was raped again in my college years twice. And I didn't report those either as an adult. And just let's go through the reasons why. Why is that? For me, it was because I was young and scared. I was terrified of, first of all, anybody knowing my personal business. And second of all, people knowing how dirty I was and how horrible I was. I was told that I was a bad kid since I was born. I had very strong beliefs and a belief system built on the foundation that I am less than human and that I deserve the abuse that comes towards me. And this could be true for you as well. Especially if you have CPTSD, chances are your support system was close to non-existent when you needed it the most. So let's talk about these grown women, who wait so long and why they might have waited. First reason, you don't want to see the perpetrator again. You don't want to deal with the perpetrator again, especially if it's an ex-boyfriend or an ex-husband, if it's somebody that you have to work with, if it's somebody that you have to be around. Just the concept of talking about it is terrifying. It's like they make you feel like you have to be secretive about it too, even though they're the ones that perpetrated the violence. Another reason why a woman might not come forward is they're afraid of retaliation from the rapist. Or they're afraid of retaliation from their family, from society, especially if you come from a religious community who can have gray areas for what rape is. I know that there's certain communities that don't consider marital rape real rape. So it can be very difficult being comfortable enough to bring this stuff up when you feel like your life is in danger, your reputation is in danger, the way you make money is in danger. Are you really going to risk ruining your own life to put your rapist behind bars? For a lot of women, they don't risk that. They just want to move on. They just want to forget about it. I remember specifically after one of my rapes in college, I stumbled home. I was bleeding pretty severely. And when I got home, I took a shower and I laid down and I just told myself that didn't happen. You don't need to remember that. You don't need to think about that. Because I wasn't going to go to a police station. I wasn't going to put myself into an even more scary environment. And then have them do a rape kit that gets kept in the backlogs for years. Along with having to see my rapist again because I didn't want to see him again. I didn't want to think about him again. So that's what I did, is I repressed it. And I disassociated heavily for that week. I had a lot of sex that week, consensual sex afterwards, trying to reclaim my body, trying to show myself that it's not that big of a deal, you know, because look, you're having sex all the time, so it can't be that big of a deal. Another reason why it's hard to bring this up, to report it, is, like I said earlier, if you are a victim of mental and physical abuse, you believe that you deserve the abuse. You believe that you put yourself in that situation, so you have to deal with the consequences of it. Well, maybe I got too drunk at that party. Maybe I wasn't wearing what I should have been wearing, you know? Or, oh, I should have seen the red flags that this guy was a predator, but I didn't, and that's my bad. Another reason why you might be uncomfortable bringing this up, talking about it, is because during a rape, there's not just two responses that happens. It's not just, oh, well, you fought him off, but he just persisted, or you were screaming no at him and he went anyway. There are a lot of different reactions your body can have. And if you are a survivor of trauma already, your response might be to freeze. And what does that mean? That means you can't talk and you can't move. So when you're put into a position of this person's trying to have sex with you and your brain is going, danger, 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 what your body might do is shut down. It might freeze up. And then along with it freezing up, you're not going to be able to talk much. You're not going to be able to voice anything because you are terrified. And freeze is a response. It's not only fight or flight. There is freeze in there as well. For one of my rapes, the one that I was just talking about, my first response was freeze. And I disassociated hard. I actually lost some time and blacked out some of the attack. And then when I came to, my reaction switched to flight. And that's when he held me down and didn't let me get away. But I didn't say no throughout any of this because I was mute, because I couldn't talk. And for you rape survivors out there, you know that sometimes you cannot say no. Sometimes you can't fucking move. And that's rough. That's really rough. That is extremely hard to wrap your head around, and it's extremely hard not to blame yourself afterwards because of this societal myth that you have to be screaming and fighting in order for it to count as a rape. Because some people's reactions to danger is not fighting and screaming. Some people's reactions to danger is to play dead or to freeze altogether. Talking about rape is hard, as you can tell from my frequent voice shakiness. It's hard for anybody. But I think it has come to the time where we need to talk about it, and we need to have an open discussion about it, because no matter what, we will be getting triggered. Because there are people out there who haven't been assaulted who want to talk about sexual assault now. And we have to ready ourselves and prepare our mental health for this. We have to prepare our brains to be able to handle triggers without going into the deep end. I've been seeing a lot of suicide ideation in my support groups, just sharing the struggle of having constant suicidal thoughts. And I want to tell you guys, especially you guys out there struggling with suicidal thoughts, you are strong as hell. You are resilient as hell. And please do not leave us. Because we need more people like you. We need people with backbones. We need people who know what trauma is. And yeah, we might be mentally ill. And we might have bad triggers that make us shake and not be able to move. But you keep progressing and you keep recovering, and I promise you will find your voice. And you will find your purpose. I promise. Now, as always, there are chats or Discord chats in the description. Also, YouTube resources in the description. There's a Facebook page. There's a Reddit page. I encourage you to join what you will. I'm always up for support talk, like always. If you have a topic you'd like me to address, send me a message or, post it on the Discord. Most importantly, take care of yourself. If you're feeling very triggered this week, if you're feeling really down in the dumps, do something nice for yourself. Get yourself a treat. Get yourself a funny movie that you've wanted to watch. Treat yourself and be nice to yourself. And know that I believe in you. And I know that you can make it through. And like always, have a good one.